Hey, I'm one of the lurkers here, trying to ask around the internet for some advice over a really bizarre situation I'm facing. Things have gotten out of control. Yesterday was another long night of non-stop arguing from my parents. I'm not exactly a kid, but I still live with them. I know some of you probably have to deal with situations like this as well. It sucks, I know, but my case is different. There's something wrong with my mom. Every night, she argues with my dad, but the topic is me. My mom is convinced that I'm dead. Like, not emotionally dead, not I did something wrong so you're dead to me dead, physically dead. She's not well. My father has started setting appointments with mental health professionals. Well, he was. I guess I'll explain later. Maybe someone can help me out. I'm desperate. God, I guess I'll start at the beginning. So, I'm just an ordinary guy. Nothing much to say about me. Like I said, there was nothing I did wrong. It was just another average day. I was talking to my mom, we were having breakfast, and out of the blue she turned to me and said, "You know, sweetie, it's a shame what happened to you. The way that car came and hit you, no one could have expected it. It's a shame you've lost your life." Excuse me? I think I dropped some milk and cereal out of my mouth. I'm fucking shocked. You see, my mom is, well, she's a proper lady. Old school. She's always kind, always warm. She barely yells and never cusses. But she also doesn't tell me jokes, especially dark ones like that. So when she said that, I was completely floored. It was one of the most out-of-character things I've ever heard her say. I basically just ignored it as a weird joke and went on with my day. When I got home, she was arguing with my dad about, well, you know what. The first couple of days were really weird. We couldn't tell if she was being serious or not. She would say I'm dead, and my dad would just point at me and say something along the lines of, "That's not funny." After a bit, she'd stop and then continue again the next day. Things have escalated. She started arguing, like, a lot, coming up with comments that are largely nonsensical. I've heard stories of how I've been burned to death, drowned, electrocuted, hit by a car, shot, dropped in acid, apparently. I've given up on trying to convince her. Me moving around and talking to her doesn't seem to faze her. She still persists. She asks me, "What's the afterlife like?" I tell her that nothing much has changed. What the hell else am I supposed to answer? I'm not dead, I'm right in front of her, doing the same thing as ever. I just largely ignore her at this point. I know what you're thinking. Well, your mom has gone insane. Yes, I know. I thought so as well. But then something happened. One day, my grandma came to visit. I left my nan. She was just in the living room minding her own business, as one does, eyes closed, hands clutched together. I passed her, not sure if she was asleep. She opened her eyes and said hi to me. She just smiled and said she's praying. She's quite religious. She said she was praying for me. Cool, I guess. But then she turned to me and explained why. "I'm praying for you so that your soul can finally rest in peace." What? I think I froze in place like that for a minute. I don't know how, I don't understand it. But my mom convinced my grandma that I'm dead. I couldn't believe it. There was a tiny chance my mom was joking, but my grandma? It wasn't possible. I should explain something. My mom kind of rules the family. She's kind, she's sweet, she's very convincing. She doesn't get the last say all the time, but when she wants something, people usually just go along with it. I have no fucking clue how she's managed to convince my grandmother, but it's clear that something is going on. I just don't understand what. The situation, like I said, escalated. The other day I was taking a nap in my bed. I suddenly smelled smoke. It was so alarming that I jerked myself out of bed. The burnt smell was coming from me. My mom had taken a lighter to my clothes and tried to set me on fire. "Maybe you'll pass on if you get cremated," she said. What the fuck? She was smiling as she said that. This was the first instance of her trying to actually harm me. I keep my distance from her nowadays. After that incident, I went to my dad. This was going too far. She needed help. Maybe my grandma was going senile, but my mom needed help. I talked to my dad. He looked around awkwardly. I couldn't believe it. She managed to convince my dad. Like he started accepting the idea that I'm actually dead. I don't know what the fuck is even going on anymore. The family is breaking apart. Or it's uniting, I suppose. The most bizarre and twisted idea I've ever heard of. Life isn't normal anymore. We went to the beach the other week. It was the last time I tried to do anything normal with my family. I fell asleep laying in my towel, and when I woke up I saw my mom above me, smiling. I screamed and jolted away. The sand felt coarse against my skin and heavy to move out of, but it was right before it felt like solid stone that I squirmed free and got some distance from her. I think she was trying to bury me alive. I fucking yelled at her so much. The whole beach was looking at us, yelled about this sick joke, about the fucking idea that she thinks I'm dead. I had enough of it. I don't think I've ever been so angry in my life before. She just looked at me, silently, a small smile on her face. The dead shouldn't yell. Fucking hell. What have I gotten myself into? But it doesn't even stop there. It's getting worse. She managed to convince people at my school, my friends, my teacher. No one pays attention to me anymore. When I raise my hand to ask questions, the teacher ignores me. One time she said, "The dead can't ask questions." It's unreal. My friends pretend I'm not there. My family doesn't cook food for me anymore. I'm a stranger in my own home. A ghost wandering. The other day I saw her on her phone. She called me over. "Hey Chris, look at this." I went to check. I'm very apprehensive about her nowadays. Our relationship is basically non-existent, and it's gonna stay that way until she gets medical help. And it was coffins. She was looking at fucking coffins. "You look nice in this one." I can't really express it. The feeling of a loved one casually talking about your death, of intending it. It's not right, and everyone is starting to take her side. The ordeal is taking too much of a mental toll on me. I'm getting ready to leave town and go somewhere, anywhere. I need to get out. I'm writing this to ask if anyone has encountered anything similar. I know mentally unwell people exist, but to manage to convince basically my entire family and everyone around me? Is this some kind of mass psychosis? If anyone has experienced this, please let me know. I'm packing my bags to leave. I need a break. I need to get out first, and I'll fix this shit show later. I can't deal with my mom browsing what embalming fluids to use on me. I have to leave before I do something drastic. Something I'll regret. Update. I'm typing this as my parents have pulled in. They're in a van. We don't own a van. Wait. People are stepping out. They're... Oh my god, they're all carrying shovels.